Good evening, y'all. Good evening. I guess it knocked me off. The thing knocked me off. I didn't have my Wi-Fi on. But blessings and greetings and favor to each and every one of you. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday. I am so grateful for each and every one of you. Listen, before I even started off, I want y'all to please keep the Fields family in your prayers. Karina and Miss Cynthia, they buried her son and her brother today. Y'all please keep them lifted up. Be respectful of their privacy. Allow them to grieve. Don't overwhelm them, but please keep them lifted up because we know prayers can go further than anything. But listen, I wanted to come up here real quick. I'm not even going to keep y'all too long because I'm just getting back in the house myself. I had an assignment this weekend, and as I was driving, God gave me this word for GPS. And I didn't understand. It was like GPS. And he's like, yeah. And so what he gave me, the acronym or abbreviation or whatever, he gave me getting over people and what they're saying. Getting over what people are saying. That's GPS. Getting over, the ability to get over what people are saying about you, to you, and over you. And I just wanted to come up here real quick and encourage somebody. Listen, stop allowing what people say to you, about you, over you, around you, to affect you. And why? And some can say, well, that's easier said than done. I'm going to tell you why. Because we are supposed to be in tune to what God says about us at the end of the day. We can't get so caught up and focused on what people are saying that we forget what God has said about us. And I'm going to tell you how he used this. I was coming from Spartanburg, South Carolina. Like I said, I had an assignment. And so we had an event, and the drive is like 3 hours, 55 minutes, 4 hours, give or take or whatever. Okay. And so after the event, it was supposed to end at 4, but I left a little after 3, about 3:20, 3:30. And so with that being said, when I got in the truck, it put me at first at 8:05, and then it said 7:53. And so I looked at the time, and it was a little after 3, and I was like, oh God, I got to drive 4.5 hours. And, it was kind of, because I hate long distance driving. So as I was driving, and I had my Armada wide open, I'm not even gonna lie, y'all, I got a heavy foot. But to make a long story short, I left Spartanburg, which is pretty much a 4-hour drive, at about 3:20, 3:23. So that means, it was about 3:23, 3:30, something like that. 3:30. And so it's a 4-hour drive. So if you do the math, that means that I should have got here after 7 o'clock. And that's what the GPS was saying. It was putting me home at 7:53. But to God be the glory, I walked in my house at 6:58. Y'all mind your business. So my GPS said one thing, but the reality of the matter is I made it here almost an hour from what the GPS said. So God gave me that, and I wanted to make sense to you. See, we can listen to people. We allow people to prophesy over us and say all types of things over us and say things to us and throw up our past and judge us for past mistakes and what we did and, talking about us from where we were and all that other stuff. And we're no longer even there anymore. And God showed me, if we get focused on what people say and start believing it and start allowing it to affect us, we lose sight. We lose hearing of what God is saying about us and to us and around us and over us. We can't get so caught up with what people are saying. We can't get so caught up that we end up missing our destiny and our purpose. We can't get so caught up with what people are saying that we actually start believing it ourselves. Come on, somebody. Don't allow people to make you believe the opposite of what God has said about you. He said that you are fearfully and wonderfully made. He said, try him now and see that he won't open up the windows of heaven and pour you out a blessing that you won't have room to receive. He said, if my people who are called by my name, then he would do this. Stop letting people tell you that you'll never be blessed. Stop allowing people to tell you, girl, you don't waited long enough. Evidently, that must not be for you. Stop allowing people to tell you, well, you know, this and that's why you getting punished and that's why you going through that, because evidently you must not be doing right. You remember how Job's friends did. Stop allowing people to say things to you, about you and over you. And God done said something totally different. Don't sit up there and let nobody tell you that that woman husband is your husband. Don't sit up there and let nobody tell you that man wife that's going to be your wife. Stop allowing people to tell you you're going to get this and this, and you're going to have this and this, and you'll never have that, and you're going to have to deal with this. Stop it. Stop it. Stop the GPS. Get over what people are saying about you, to you, and over you. Don't let people just speak over your life. Don't let people just say whatever they want to about you. You get into your word and you look at the things and the promises that God has made to you, the things that God has said about you. He said you are a chosen generation. He said that you're peculiar. He said you're from a royal priesthood. He calls you his. He calls you beloved, and he calls you friend. I don't care what nobody say. I don't care about the lies that people have spread about you. I don't care if they got this one and this one and this one believing it. Because people will lie, and they will try to get people on their side and try to get people to turn against you and to believe bad stuff about you. But this is what I say. If anyone truly works in the spirit of discernment, and if you really have a heart for God's people, can't no one turn anybody against you. Can't nobody make someone think opposite about you than what they know about you. If they're for real, if they're honest, if they're walking in love. So stop worrying about people turning people against you, or, you know, people talking about you to other people and trying to get them to dislike you or whatever. And 9 times out of 10, God may be using that situation because you ain't even supposed to be connected to that person anyway. That person may not even supposed to be in your circle. That person may not even supposed to be connected to you. But we've got to stop the GPS. Getting over what people are saying about you and to you and over you. Check your GPS. Is it working right? Is it working correctly? Because sometimes the GPS, when your GPS ain't working right, it'll take you somewhere that you ain't even trying to go. And see, that's what'll happen when you get focused and what they talking about. That's what happens, and listening to people more than you listening to God. That's what happens when you take what they say about you. That's what happens. Check your GPS. Make sure it's working correctly. Because sometimes GPS take you in the wrong direction. Sometimes your GPS take you around the long way when really all you had to do was go up the street. See, that's what happens when you start listening to people. When you start allowing what people say about you to affect you, it'll distract you and it'll take you somewhere that you didn't even plan on going. It hinders your deliverance. It pauses you being set free. It causes a little, it makes your restoration and your wholeness a little bit longer than what it should have been. When we start listening to people and believing what they're saying instead of what God said about us. So that's my thing on that tonight. Cause, like I said, I know what time I left. I know what my GPS said, but I know what time I walked in my house. And I trusted God. I said, God, protect me as I'm on the highway. Protect the other cars around me. Don't let me get stopped and get a ticket. And Lord, let me make it back home safe. And I promise y'all, from 95 to 100, yes, because I had that Armada in the wind, baby. Just like that. And no hurt, harm came to me. I ain't get no ticket. I made it home safe because I put my trust in God and not a GPS. Stop putting stock into your GPS and get over what people are saying. That's the GPS. Get over what people are saying. Because if it's not positive, if it's not helping you to grow, if it's not motivating you, if it's not the word, if it's not encouraging you, if it's not lifting you up out of a dark place, if it's not helping you to come out of depression and all of that, what they saying it don't matter. All that stuff can do is lead you down a long road that you didn't have to go down. When your GPS system ain't working right, it will lead you places that you ain't even punched in the thing. It'll take you down a road and you put avenue. You're supposed to be going down the avenue. You're supposed to be going down the avenue and it'll take you down the court. Because it's different things. You got the street, you got the avenue, you got the road, you got the court, what have you. And that's true. People don't have power over you unless you give it to them. That's why forgiveness is essential. Because when you don't forgive people, you have given them power over you. Again, GPS, worrying about people, worrying about what people are saying. Don't do that, y'all. You're only hindering your journey to your destiny. Because when we get caught up with what people are saying about us, we get distracted. We get in our feelings. We start sitting here thinking. We start doubting ourselves. We start second guessing ourselves. We start, am I like that? Am I a bad person? Am I real? And see, that's what the enemy wants. He wants you to question yourself. He wants you to doubt yourself. He wants you to do all of that stuff. But it's not so. It is not so. But listen, I love y'all. I love y'all so much. And I know words can be hurtful. I know people can be mean. But listen to me and listen to me carefully. Check your GPS. Get over what people are saying. Because people going to talk whether you do good, whether you do bad, whether you're doing so or mediocre. People are going to be people. And that's just the bottom line. That's it. So the best way to do that is get in your word and find out what God says about you. I love y'all. I pray that y'all continue to enjoy your weekend. Have a blessed night. I love y'all. For real, for real. And until next time, see y'all later.